Hey everyone, Joe here. Welcome to part 5 of the Mixing a Rock Song from Start to Finish series. In part 5, we're going to be looking at the vocals. If you missed any of the first 4 parts, they're linked in the description below. In the first part, we looked at balancing the levels and setting up the DAW. Then we went through the drums, the bass and the guitars. And now we're on to the vocals. So today we've got 2 vocal tracks to mix into the rest of the song. We've got the lead vocal, sung by Ian there, and we've got a backing vocal, which is mainly just a double up of the chorus. So ultimately we're going to be looking at getting a nice smooth vocal that sits well in the mix. We want to retain some of those natural dynamics as well. And then for the backing vocals, probably going to be mixing quite similarly, but maybe slightly different just to help it stand out. It's really just there to sort of add excitement, add something a little bit more interesting for the choruses. So before we start mixing them, let's just have a listen to what we've got.
The
double there for the chorus. And we've got a couple of little harmonies there as well. And make sure you stick around to the end. I'm going to share something super useful with you that you can download that will help you get you started on your own mixes. But first, we're going to listen to the main vocal soloed and just get rid of any frequencies we don't want in there.
Hey you there.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Let's get the EQ out.
And hey you there.
I'm going to cut off quite a bit of that low end.
Can you hear me? 'Cause I'm mad.
And there's a bit of kind of boxy nasaliness somewhere
Nothing, I don't
around
feel
the mids.
rage, no. No, I wanna, but I know I'll try up. So if I folk it,
Around
please
there.
pick me up. 'Cause I'm a brain locked in a jar. I ain't got legs, so I can't get
And then just bring the output up to match
Ain't got arms,
the level,
so I can't drive
so it's
a
easier to
car.
compare.
I'm just a brain in a jar. Yeah, brain in a jar. Brain in a jar.
Okay. Do the same with the backing as well.
I'm just a brain in a jar.
Okay. Now let's get some compression on there. I'm going to go for my favourite vocal compressor, R-Comp Renaissance from
Hey
Waves.
you there.
It gets very dynamic, the performance of this, so I'm going to be going quite hard on the ratio,
So if I folk it, you please pick me up. 'Cause I'm a brain.
like there.
So if
Just
I
catch
folk
those
it, you
peaks.
please pick me up. 'Cause I'm a brain
I'm going to go
locked in a jar.
6-1.
Ain't got leg. So if I folk it, you please pick me up. 'Cause I'm a brain locked in a jar. Ain't got legs, so
You don't want it to be noticeable that it's compressing, you just want it to sound smooth.
so if I folk it, you please pick me up. 'Cause I'm a brain locked in a jar. Ain't got legs, so I can't get far. Yeah.
Okay. And then the same again on the backing vocal.
Brain in a jar. Brain in a jar. I'm just a brain in a jar. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now what I want to do is getting it cutting through the mix a little bit and give it a little bit of help on the top end. We can listen through with the rest of the mix in for this.
Hey, you there. Can you see me? Hey, you there. Can you hear me? 'Cause I'm mine.
Around 4K.
Locked in a cage, oh, for nothing.
And then bring the output down to match the level.
No, I wanna, but I know I'll try up. So if I folk it, you please pick me up. 'Cause I'm
Okay. Let's get a bit of reverb on there. Where is my vocal plate that we set up? I'm going to stick to the plate. It's the same one we used on the drums, but I like to keep it to just 2 or 3 reverbs across the whole track. It helps keep a more cohesive ambience to it. So plate. Let's have a listen.
Hey you there, can you see me? Hey you there, can you hear me? 'Cause I'm mine, locked in a cage. Oh.
And then the same on the backing.
Brain in a jar, brain in a jar.
I want a little bit of delay in there as well, especially on the choruses where we've got quite a long gap between each phrase. A delay can help fill that out. So let's focus on the chorus with the delay.
Yeah, brain in a jar.
That's my delay.
Brain in a jar.
1, 2, 3.
I'm just a brain in a jar. Yeah, yeah. Brain in a jar.
Okay, I want to go quarter notes
Brain
on
in a
this.
jar.
So I'm going to use my my
I'm just
preset
a brain
together.
in a jar. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Bit too much.
Yeah.
And in context,
Brain in a jar. Brain in a jar.
okay.
I'm just a brain.
It sounds like a lot when it's solo, but in context, it's not quite so overpowering. Now I'm going to copy that over to the backing vocal. Now there are a couple of things I want to do to the vocal bus as well. I want to get a bit of tape saturation on there, just to give it that slightly analogy feel. I'm using the Kramer tape, which is the same as I used on the guitar and on the kick and toms, I believe. If your DAW doesn't come with any kind of tape saturation plugin, a distortion plugin can work well. Otherwise, if you do feel like investing just a little bit in plugins, then getting a tape saturation plugin is a really good move. So let's have a listen.
Brain in a jar. Brain in a jar. I'm just a brain in a jar.
Very subtle bit of harmonic saturation there. And then the other thing I want to do is get a de-esser.
Hey you there, can you see me?
A de-esser on the vocal bus.
Hey you there,
Just getting rid of those S sounds a little
can
bit.
you hear me? 'Cause
Let's find that see me phrase
can you see me?
so we can tell exactly what it's
Can
doing.
you see me?
Yeah, you can see it's attenuating that.
Can you see me? Can you see me?
Cool. It's just a little bit less harsh. Let's have a listen in context and see if there's anything else the vocals need.
Hey you there, can you see me? Hey you there, can you hear me? 'Cause I'm
Get the
mine,
level down a little bit.
locked in a cage. Oh, for nothing, I don't feel rage, no. Yeah, brain in a jar.
Quite a significant volume increase there, so I'm just going to bring down the level of the vocals by a couple of dB on both of them. Yeah, just bring that down for the whole track. And then again, on chorus 2 where they're doubled. And the final chorus. Don't want a massive volume increase when it reaches the chorus.
Ain't got legs, so I just a brain in a jar. Yeah, brain in a jar.
A bit too much. Let's go with 1 dB
Brain
on
in
each.
a jar. I'm just a brain in a jar. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there's one other thing I want to do just from listening to that. The delay is getting a little bit messy. Now, one trick I like to use to avoid that is to compress the delay a little bit, but I'm going to sidechain that compressor to the vocal itself. So it's only compressing the delay when the vocal's coming in. So it's not sort of layering 2 vocals on top of each other, or 3 in the case of the chorus. So what I need to do is send the vocals to a bus, let's say 51. Then get a compressor on the delay. Let's go for the built-in one. Then, as we did when we sidechained the bass, could do the same thing there. So you see, it's only compressing the delay when the vocals are playing.
Bring in a jar. Bring in a jar. I'm just a brain.
Nice and fast attack and release.
Yeah.
So you see, it's waiting until the vocals are finished before it starts delaying.
Bring in a jar. I'm just a brain.
Now, I like that amount of delay on the chorus, but it's a little bit too much for the verse. When we get to part 6 of this series, the next part, I'm going to use automation to reduce the amount of delay on the verse. But for now, we'll leave it as it is. Let's have a listen in context with that compressed delay.
Bring in a jar.
Yeah.
Bring in a jar.
It's just sort of filling the gaps.
I'm just a brain in a jar. Yeah.
Cool. Let's just have a quick listen to those harmonies.
I'm not nice to touch, 'cause I'm very sticky. 'Cause I'm very sticky.
Okay. Nice, subtle.
Not nice to hug, 'cause I'm very squishy. And I'm
Download it.
locked in a cage.
Okay, so we've got a nice solid start on the vocals there. They're sounding really good. They're sounding nice and smooth, and they fit well in the mix. A couple of things I want to do. Again, I want to automate that delay, so there's a little bit less of it in the verse. I also want to automate the panning so that maybe in the chorus we can separate those two vocal takes apart from each other to give it a bit of stereo width. I also might do something, maybe put a little bit of distortion on these harmonies just to set them apart. But again, that's going to be coming in the next step when we're going to be doing automation. But for now, we've gone through every track in turn. We've done the drums, bass, guitars and vocals. We've got them all sounding nice, and I'm really happy with the mix so far. So stick around if you want to see where we go next with the automation in part 6 and then the final touches just to finish off the mix in part 7. Just hit that subscribe button so you're notified when they release. And as I said at the beginning, if you look below this video, there's a link to download the mixing process guide. It's a very simple, straightforward, step-by-step guide just to get you started on your mixes and make it a little bit less overwhelming when you've got all this stuff in front of you and you don't know where to start. So if you're following on with your own mixes, it's really good to just have that to refer to as you're mixing. And feel free to get involved in the comments section below if you're struggling with anything at all about getting your vocals to sit in the mix, or they're just sounding a bit muddy. Just leave a comment and I'll reply and try and help you out. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.